Thank you very much, Ciara. Thank you very much, Minister, for coming here today. It is an extremely important issue, and I very much welcome that this amendment bill would be coming towards this House. It's a matter that needs to be rectified, and I'm very glad the process is starting today. I want to commend Senator McDowell, who brought this bill before the House, and I also want to acknowledge the work, as he did, that himself and my colleague Deputy Jim O'Callaghan has done in the matter since the anomaly came to light. And I also must mention Deputy O'Callaghan's bill, a similar bill that he laid before the Dáil recently. This bill is amending Section 252 of the Children Act 2001. The section provides in any proceedings that involve a crime committed against the child cannot be identified after proceedings have commenced. The legislation makes complete sense if a child has been subject to sexual abuse or has been assaulted. Quite rightly, a child's privacy and the protection is at the forefront of all, and that protection is at the forefront of all our minds, as it would, under no doubt, add tremendously to the trauma of that child, and if his or her details were going to be publicised in the newspapers or the media, and it would add to the trauma of the attack already inflicted upon the child. However, as many have stated, it was not foreseen or wished that the provision would apply in respect of a child who has been killed. This was never the situation before the Court of Appeal ruling last year. The ruling meant that a child killed by someone else cannot be identified once someone is charged, and the person accused of killing them cannot be identified if doing so would also identify the child. The judgment has led to an unusual situation whereby deceased child victims can now be named up until the point that a person is charged with their case, at which point their name can no longer be reported. Questions have also been raised as to whether the judgment prevents a person who was a victim of an offence as a child and who also seeks to waive their own anonymity as an adult from doing so. The Court of Appeal judgment has been criticised. It has brought a lot of hurt to the families of the victims, who feel quite rightly aggrieved that they themselves are unable to name the deceased of their children publicly as a result of it. I do believe the consequences of this bill, of the ruling, has resulted in significant harm and damage. It has a significant issue of confusion for the public. People are informed, as I said, of the name of the child after the child has been killed, but which is absolutely correct, because a murder of a child is absolutely a major issue in our society. Individuals are informed and the public is informed and the child is named. However, once proceedings, as I said, were commenced, the media cannot identify the name of that child. This leads to absurd situations where a child will have been named in the media for a period of days, and once the individual is charged in respect of child death, again, the child is not named. This is the reason for the legislation that needs to be changed. The bill respects the requirement for the balancing act, the balance between protecting the public and protecting the victim. Protecting the child victims may sometimes require anonymity for the perpetrator in offences such as female genital mutilation, sexual assault, serious fatal, non-fatal injury and incest cases. The judgment has led to an unusual situation and questions have been raised on other issues. These questions and many more, as Senator McDowell has noted, is very much welcome. Very much welcome the careful consideration that the Department is going to give to this amendment bill, and to really examine the unforeseen circumstances that may arise due to the changing of this Section 252. I'm very glad that this is going to be rectified for the families who will now, after this bill, be able to name their children who tragically lost their lives. And I look forward to seeing the final piece return to the House, Minister. Thank you very much.